I'll be waiting there asleep but dreaming. I'll be there when the wake but screaming. An hour of death and I will rest. And to have a moment, Lord, I curse them. Watch the maggots crawl out of them. Hear the angels call above them. What's happening, YouTube family? It's your boy Farley here to do another music collection update. It's been a while since I've done two music collection updates so close together, but I've been picking up a few more things here in the last couple of weeks. One of the things I wanted to do was go back and pick up a lot of CDs. I've told this story before, but it's been a while. But I had a pretty large size CD collection, and I had to put it in storage. And unfortunately, the store where it was stored, moisture got in and ruined every CD. I went to pick it up. I had it stored in a steamer trunk, and I went to pick it up, and yeah, everything was moldy and it was bad. So I lost all my CDs about, how long has that been now? Probably 4 years ago. So I didn't have any CDs for a long time. Been buying mostly vinyl, but I have been picking up CDs here and there. And here in the last couple weeks, I've been thinking about some of the CDs I had that I'd like to have again. And so CDs can be had for usually a pretty decent price, unless it's rare or, you know, heavy metal. So, but anyway, one of the bands I really liked was The Clash. I'm a huge Joe Strummer fan. And in the late 90s, I want to say around 99, Joe Strummer was asked to do some music for soundtracks for a couple of films. In the process of that, he met some musicians, and they went on to form a band. Joe Strummer backed up by the Mescaleros. And I really liked this band a lot. And they signed to Hellcat Records. And between 99 and 2002, they released 3 CDs, or 3 albums, which are the 3 that I just picked up. And then, of course, sadly, Joe Strummer passed away. But I really like this band. The 3 CDs they released and that I've picked up, I think these are going to be in order here, but the first one is Rock Art and the X-Ray Style. And this, to me, had more of a reggae dub kind of feel to it. Tony Adams, the lead-in track, Yalla Yalla. It had, probably of all these, it had the least amount of punk influences. But man, it's so good. The mixture of rock elements with reggae and the dub. And like I say, I really enjoy all 3 of these albums. But this one probably, believe it or not, the first one is probably the most experimental to me. And some other people may feel different. There's certainly more reggae and dub on the other CDs, but to me this is just where that side of it, the reggae side of it, kind of took over. And then I think on the next 2, they incorporated a little more, I won't say punk, but definitely rock elements and folk, especially in yeah, this one will be second. Global A Go-Go. Now this has, believe it or not, some more folky, Irishy sides to it, including the reggae and dub. But Johnny Appleseed, to me, huge folky sounding album. Minstrel Boy is a instrumental that's an old Irish song. It normally is accompanied by vocals, but in this case it isn't. Gamma Ray is just an experimental joyride with reggae and club music. So, like I say, this is, you know, with the Clash, obviously they experimented with reggae, but this is really, a lot of this is just an immersion in reggae mixed with rock. But like I say, on this album, there is folk elements on there as well. And then to me, this is probably the most rocking of the CDs, especially with like Coma Girl. Really no reggae feel to that at all. It's just a straight ahead rock, punky kind of tune on here. He does a cover of Redemption song, Marley's Redemption song on here. Midnight Jam is really, really rocking and good. And again, there's less reggae feel on this CD, but there's still some folk elements in there, especially on Ramshackle Day Parade and Silver and Gold. Um, yeah, but just and Arms Aloft and Long Shadow, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is about Johnny Cash. Right. So this is Streetcore. Sorry, I don't think did I mention all these? So the first one was Rock Style and X-Ray Art, and this Global A Go-Go, and then finally Streetcore. This is the last one they recorded, which I think was released posthumous after his death. But just a great band. And if you ever watch live footage of them, Joe seems so happy and stress-free playing with these guys, man. It's just a cool feeling. And R.I.P. Joe Strummer. He's one of my faves. All right, so next, let's do a 7-inch I picked up. This is going to be a crazy mix of genres, as has been the case lately. This is a 45 RPM. This is from Don Gibson, who's one of my favorite country singers. And this is Sea of Heartbreak, which has been done, by other artists as well, including Johnny Cash. And there's like a doo-wop version, but this is my favorite version of that song. I'm a big Don Gibson guy. This is kind of before he went outlaw with the beard and all that kind of stuff. But this is early in his career. I don't know what year this was. Let's see if it tells me. No, but if anybody knows, feel free to put it in the comments. But anyway, just a little 45 of a song I've always liked by Don Gibson. I saw it for like 89 cents, so I picked it up. Next, I've been working on these are going to be, the next two are going to be vinyl as well. Death Cab for Cutie, I've been working on picking up most of their discography. This is another one that I didn't have. I think this is like their third album, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember, but it's called the Photo Album. Just quality Death Cab. This is kind of before they kind of hit pretty big. This kind of neat. I've never really seen this before. This comes with these inserts, and these are the lyrics. But there's 4 of them. I've never seen it done this way. And this is a Barsook Records reissue. They reissued all their early stuff a few years ago, and it's 180 gram vinyl, polyline sleeve. Nothing fancy though. You got A and B. And this took a month to get here from the U.S. It got stuck in a post office somewhere and presumably lost. I filed a lost package report as well as the seller, and neither one of us could get a reaction from the post office. And so after a month, he refunded my money. And then, no lie, 2 days later, it showed up. So I sent him an email to let him know I got it, and I'll be happy to send him the money back again. It's not his fault about the post office. Good thing when he packaged this, he packaged it very well, because I imagine this thing's been sitting around the post office for a month getting thrown around and beat up, and to arrive in the condition that it did is a great testimony to how well he packaged it, because the package was a little dinged, but he had like 2 stiffeners in there and taped off the corners very, very nicely. So thank goodness. Finally, I picked up Misfits, Die Die My Darling. This is a 12-inch single from the Misfits. This is a 2005 reissue on Plan 9. It's got some puss head art. And this is a famous cover. and I'm trying to remember the comic, and it just escaped my mind. But this is from a cover from a comic book. But I dig that pussy. And it's got some band shots. This has got We Bite, Mommy Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight, and then of course Die Die My Darling. It's weird in that it's the only album I own in which one side is 45, which is the Die Die My Darling, and the other side's 33 third RPM. So it's kind of weird. But happy to have it. Been trying to pick up some Misfit stuff. Some of it's bootleg, some of it's real. Heck, if I care if it sounds good. All right, that's what I got for this music call. Let me know what you think, and appreciate you as always for watching. And would love some feedback on these tunes, what you think, and if you have them or if you think they suck, whatever. Just be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Follow out.